For Vanessa, you have 5 minutes. If I get ogled at McDonald's, I consider that an honor because the window of me being ogled and catcalled is closing. I mean, nobody's gonna care in about 7 years. Okay. All right. If I got $1 every time I was told I'm a great mom, I would not be cruising the sugar daddies after work on Fridays during happy hour. It's not that I think I'm a terrible mom, it's that I am hard on myself about most things. And I find that I compare myself to the fucking yoga pant mafia thug minivanopolis people, and I always end up suspecting that they're 10 times better than I am at everything. And then there's an added layer of pressure is that I'm single, a single mother of twins. They are 7. And I am super single. I mean, that's why I would take fucking McDonald's guy home. I'd be like, dude, you babysit? This shit is like a smoker's cock. Super single, and there's nobody there to help me govern. And I'm kind of like, a little nuts. Whatever, it is what it is. And it's surmounted by the fact that I'm single and the fact that I have 2 daughters that are, I'll just say, they're twins and they're special. I'm outnumbered. Completely outnumbered. One daughter in particular, her name is Siduri. Siduri, when most people ask me about her, I like to characterize her in this one way. Specifically, when people ask me, what do you think they're going to be when they grow up? Like a vet or like a cheerleader? I'm like, well, maybe Isabella because she loves happiness. But Siduri, I promise you that's only 2 possible career paths. She will either be a government assassin for the CIA or she will run the Yakuza, and she has blonde hair and blue eyes. That bitch would absolutely get that done. And that is what I'm dealing with my 2 daughters. So this day in particular, we came home from Jewel, and I say to them, put away the groceries. And Siduri goes, nope. It was her popping pee that made me start screaming immediately. I was like, what are you talking about? No, I'll just take this shit from the dollar store that I got you and I'm gonna give it to Lily across the street. Well, she starts screaming. I'm screaming, she's screaming, and I have that mom out-of-body experience going, bitch, now you know that you're screaming at her for screaming. The same way you spanked her for hitting her sister. And I'm going, fuck. I don't know what to do. And in that moment, I'm reminded by a quote I had just recently read by Viktor Frankl. And the quote was, between stimulus and response, or stimuli and response, there's a space that exists. And I remember reading it going, there's a space? Really? All right. And in that space, it's a freedom where you could choose to be who you want to be. And I was like, in that moment, I think I'm going to be one of these fucking yoga pant wearing thug ass and minivan driving bitches, and I'm going to do this shit right. And so I say, you know what I say? I say, you know what? Let's stop screaming. I think I want you to go to your room and think about it. That's right. I told her to go to her room and think about it, and she did. I was so pleased with myself, I was already updating my status. I was like, Mother of the Year. And she did think about it for about 3 whole minutes. She came down in her Dora the Explorer rolling suitcase, coat, and boots. It was January. She was 6. And she starts to slowly and dramatically walk towards the door. And I was like, what? I froze. I was snapping pictures before I even responded. Talk about a space that you can exist before responding. It's like updating my status. Holy shit, I think she's running away from home. So I don't even respond, and she's waiting for me, and I'm like, no, I know what you're doing. You're trying to get me to scream and respond. I got this. Watch me work. And I got excited. I didn't think I was going to deal with the girl running away from home at 6, maybe 16. But I was like, let's do this. I got all excited. I was stretching and shit like it was like the Mom Olympics. I was like getting super excited. I was like, oh my God, it felt like a rite of passage. You know what I mean? So I'm getting all excited, and I'm just like, it's really cold out there. Just put your hood up and just, bundle up. And she's like, freezes like, fuck. But she's committed because this is Siduri. She opens the door really slowly and she starts to walk out really slowly and dragging. Well, the other one, Isabella, poor thing, she's going, what's going on? Where are we going? Are we going somewhere? And blah, blah, blah. And Siduri doesn't answer, and very ominously, she just walks out and closes the door. Well, just to add to her bullshit, I open the door quickly. She turns around and I'm like, excuse me, I forgot my charger in the car. I like push her aside and I grab my charger. I'm like, bye. Click, click, and I'm waiting. Well, Isabella's by the window, like licking it, going, what's going on? And she's like crying. I'm like, it's gonna be all good. We'll sit there and rolls her suitcase down the driveway, up the street where she stands for 5 fucking minutes in January, not moving. And I'm like, gosh, she's committed. I'm kind of like almost admiring, but I'm so pleased with myself that I didn't overreact or scream. So she rolls her ass on back a few minutes later, and Is that the countdown? Oh. No, it's oh, so she comes on back, and I'm like, because I'm Mother of the Year, I want to unpack this shit with her now. Isabella goes downstairs, and I tell her, hey, so do you know, who did you want to hurt with that? And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. She's like, I wanted to hurt you. And I was like, but you didn't want to hurt me, and that's the lesson I wanted to learn in that moment, that she couldn't hurt me by leaving. And also, I'm like, but you know who you hurt was your sister, Isabella, and she's not the one that you meant to hurt. And I'm a big girl, I can take it, but do it in a way that only affects me. You got it. And she looked at me with those little eyes, and she's like, yeah, I get it. And I'm like, yeah, thanks, Victor Frankl. I'm like, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go upstairs, and you're gonna write your sister a letter, and you're gonna say, I'm sorry for leaving, and I'll never do that again. So she does. She goes and writes this letter, and she comes back downstairs and gives it to her sister, and she comes back, I hug her, and I'm like, I'm so proud of you. But I was proud of me. I was totally proud of myself. I'm like, yeah. And so now she goes back to her room, and I go downstairs. I'm dying to see this letter, and I open the letter, and I look at it, and I'm like, fuck. It reads, Dear Isabella, blah, 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 yada, 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 whatever.